Hi, hello, and welcome to a new episode of Release. I'm your host, Adriana, and I am so honored and grateful that you've taken the time to listen to what I have to say. Today, I am very cold. I am in Florida, and I thought that would be an escape from the cold, but it is currently snowing back home, so I believe that it's just, a good little Christmas wind blowing over, so I'm currently freezing. So that's fun. So if you hear me kind of shaking, you'll know why, because I'm sitting outside, sort of. But for the last episode of the year, I wanted to do something a little bit different. On my Instagram, I asked for people to ask me questions that I could answer on this episode. So I wanted to start with that, and then I wanted to move into sort of a shorter episode about lessons that I've learned in 2022 as it's coming to a close. So the first question that I have is from one of my favorite people, and she asked about how my release journey has been so far. And she said, also, I love you too, baby girl. But my release journey it's been quite the journey, because when I started this podcast, it was just something that I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about things that I was observing, not things that I was experiencing. But this year has called me to be a lot more vulnerable. It is calling me to push my own boundaries in a positive way and break myself out of the box. I remember in the first episode I talked about boxing myself in and only talking about certain things, but it showed me that I am able to be a lot more than I think I am, and I need to be able to spread my wings. And I looked at my Spotify Wrapped, and it was quite the look, because I realized that even though, yes, of course, it's not just me in a box and I can't control who is watching or who is listening, social media and posting on social media, it really does throw me for a loop a little bit, because, you post from your little corner of the world and it goes out to places that you don't even think about. I was checking on the Spotify Wrapped, and people in Nigeria, people in Jamaica, people in Czechoslovakia are listening to my voice. That is crazy to me. Thank you guys so much. But it's really wild to see how there's all of this reach, and I want to make a positive impact on the world, but I'm not going to start with the world. I'm not aiming for the world. I'm just thinking about putting out and hoping that even one person, wherever in the world, listens to it and feels safe and feels listened to and feels understood, feels seen, feels loved. That's my intention for this. Yeah. So thank you, my love, for the question. And the next question, also from my Instagram, this person asked, do you believe in unconditional love for a significant other? I 1,000% do. Anytime I'm getting into any kind of relationship, partnership, I let it be known that I am what I call a serial monogamist. I really do only partake in monogamy. The way I grew up, I saw just my parents had been together before I was born, so I'm really only used to that kind of monogamous relationship. But that's not what the question asked. If I believe in unconditional love for a significant other. I definitely do. I'm so sorry about the planes if you guys can hear them in the background. We are very close to the airport, and we're also close to Miami, which a lot of planes are flying in and out of there. So you might hear some planes in the background, and again, I apologize. But back to the question. I do believe in significant love or unconditional love for a significant other, simply because that is what the kind of love that I give. I give love without conditions, or I would hope. I'm learning. Of course, life is about learning, so I'm learning how to give unconditional love. I'm learning how to accept my partner as they are. Regardless, I'm learning that love really is the strongest force, and the love that I hope that I give is a love that allows my partner to feel free in the partnership. I hope that that is the love that they feel safe in. They feel safe to transform. They feel safe to spread their wings and fly, and know that, not fly in like they're gonna fly and do unfaithful things. I mean, fly in terms of they aren't scared to go after their own dreams. They're not scared to do what they need to do for themselves to make themselves happy. Of course, not unfaithful again. But that's really what's important to me. If I'm loving someone, I want to watch them grow. I want to watch them succeed no matter what. So as long as I am doing my part to provide that environment for them, I really do feel like that is the best kind of love. So, to make the very long answer short, yes, I do believe in unconditional love for a partner. And the last question we're going to answer, thank you for the question. And then let's answer the third question. Someone asked if I mind being a close friend to a writer, and do I need that kind of support? This was an interesting question. When I saw it, I was like, this person is a poet, so I'm assuming that it's some kind of, networking kind of thing, which I do appreciate. But reading it over and over, I realized that being a writer, being a creative, creates a lot of different connections, friendships than someone who is not with a creative. And in particular, someone who is a writer is going to have a different outlook on life than someone who does not write. So it's not that I need friends that are writers or that I need that kind of support, but it does feel good to share a space, either, an internet space or physical space, with someone who kind of understands that journey of words, and someone, because I've been called, this isn't that deep, you're too deep, like whatever, it's not that serious. But I believe that someone who is a creative, someone who's a writer, would understand more of my perspective in life and in my writing. So I welcome all creatives, writers and non-writers, whatever your creative passion is. I would love to talk to you and learn about your experience. Yeah. So I'm sorry, guys, I'm kind of stuffy too. Anyway, so let's move on to my lessons I have learned in 2022. I did an episode like this at the beginning in season 1. It was episode 2, I believe. And it's really wild to see how those lessons that I had learned from last year are kind of echoed in this year. There are things that I'm still learning, things that I'm still working on, because I come on here and I tell you guys about my issues about whatever is going on, and we work through them. But you guys need to remember, I try my best when I'm being vulnerable to let you guys know that I am also still working through this stuff. I am not a guru. I do not know it all. I am simply just a person who is sharing their opinions and the knowledge that they have gathered to be able to bring someone comfort. That's simply what I am. Just simply what I am. So the first thing that I have learned this year is that boundaries are important. Boundaries this year and last year have really taught me that what I feel is so important. Where I put that little stop sign in my life is so important. And I've allowed people in different situations to obstruct those boundaries, whether it be like my parents or even friends. Normally it's like an altered relationship, so like my parents, a close friend, etc. But I have heard myself say this many times. Oh yeah, if it was anybody else, I would have done X. But because it's you, I am doing Y. And that's not how boundaries work. That's not the way that it works. If you feel as though you don't want this thing to happen, it does not matter who that person is. You stand up for yourself and you say, I don't want this to happen. And it's when you keep breaking your boundaries and bending what you truly feel is something that is keeping you safe, that you get yourself into trouble. You get yourself into situations and you wonder, oh my God, how did I get there? Why did I allow this to happen? I remember, or I always hear myself saying things like that. Oh my God, why did I allow XYZ to happen? How did I allow this to happen? When in reality, I was allowing other people to dictate my boundaries and kind of making them flexible because I want to be available for people all the time. And that is not that's not a place that we want to be. In this coming year, in 2023, I can't believe I'm saying that already, but in 2023, we work on setting unshakable boundaries because you deserve to be your own safe space. I realize that sometimes we think of other people as people, but not ourselves as a person. It's like we don't think of ourselves as someone who needs to be, fed and hydrated and loved. And we think of just, okay, because even for me personally, again, we can only speak from personal experience, but for me, I am always the person asking people, have you eaten? Have you had water? Have you done this? Stop being so hard on yourself. Like, I'm always the one trying to be encouraging or to remind people. But with my own life, I struggle sometimes with being hard on myself or not eating, or whatever the case may be. But you need to remember that you are also a person that deserves love and deserves protection, and you deserve the best. You have to work on your own creation of your own space, working on your own self-love, working on your own healing. And that's how you begin to understand that you are worthy of boundaries. A lot of the time, I feel like people don't believe that they're worthy. And I know I have an episode on worthiness, and we don't even need to put this in this episode, but you are worthy. I have it on my little list down at the bottom. I didn't even realize. You are worthy. You are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy. I could say it for the whole episode, and that could be it. You are worthy. Every good thing that has ever happened to you, you are worthy of it. Every dream that you have, everything that you believe that you can accomplish, you are worthy of it. You are so deserving. And right now, it may seem like, you're not, or this has happened to me, so I don't think that I am worthy, or this has happened to me, so blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you right now, we gonna push that bullshit mentality out of our heads, because you are so worthy and you are so loved, and you deserve to live a life where you feel safe and loved. Very much so. We all deserve that. And the third thing on this list is allow things to be. I spent the beginning of this year, actually no, let's backtrack. Learning about Buddhism. I would call myself an omniist. That is someone who believes in multiple religions. And I wouldn't say necessarily that I quote unquote believe, like I would say, I'm a Christian, like I would have said in the past that I'm a Christian. It's more about learning the teachings and incorporating them into my life, and being grateful, because I do believe that all of the religions, the teachings, whatever you want to call it, they all come together to form one whole picture, and all the little pieces are little puzzle pieces. And I like to know. I like knowledge a lot, so I want to learn as much as I can to be able to put the pieces together. And maybe what is missing in Hinduism can be found in Buddhism, and what is missing in Buddhism, I can find it somewhere in Islam. Whatever the case may be, I am searching for the pieces to put them together to be able to form more of a cohesive whole of knowledge. And in Buddhism, there is something called the Four Noble Truths. And basically, it says that suffering is, or attachment is the root of our suffering. And we just need to allow things to be. We just need to stop trying to tell reality what it should be. And that's what I was doing at the beginning of the year. I was in a specific situation, and I was struggling so much with simply accepting. Not only, actually, let's change this one. Allow things to be, allow people to be, allow situations to be, just allow life to be. When you try to predict, when you try to tell reality what it should be, and that is not what is happening in front of you, that is, it's cognitive dissonance. It's seeing a reality and living something else. And that's when you begin to suffer. Because, let's use an example. Like, let's say you are with a partner, and at one point that partner was so loving and caring, but now they are not, and they're causing you pain and sadness. And instead of leaving that person, and instead of going in search of your happiness, of course I'm not going to say, if your partner doesn't do XYZ, then you should leave them. But there are certain things, I believe it's peace over everything. If someone is messing up your peace of mind, it's time to say goodbye to them. Simply, easily. That is non-negotiable. But if this person is messing up your peace of mind, they no longer love you, and you're staying in this relationship, and you're in pain, and you're sad, and you're just staying because, they used to love me, or blah, 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 and you are physically struggling in this present moment, then I don't think it's worth it. That's literally what I was doing at the beginning of the year. There was someone who I who showed me love in a certain way, and it was beautiful. It was amazing, and then they completely changed. Flipped the switch, the actual opposite, the complete polar opposite of what had been the story of our relationship. And I found myself being like, oh, but they love me. Oh, but they do this. And making excuses. You are worth more than excuses. I am worth more than excuses. I need you to say that. Say it with me. I am worth more than excuses. I was telling myself, oh, but they love me. Oh, but they wouldn't actually do this, but they were physically doing this, and they were physically causing me so much pain and grief and stress. And I was sitting in that, and I was saying, oh, but this reality, when I should have just sat down, said like, no, this is not what I want. I deserve better, and in order to get better, I have to let go of this. And sometimes we have a certain future in mind when it comes to relationships, and it's really hard to let go because you're not only letting go of that moment, you are letting go of a whole timeline that you have created, but that was only in your head. Unfortunately, creating a future with someone really only exists in your head. That moment only exists. Remember, now is the only moment that exists. And we do need to live in the now. And sometimes we trap ourselves into one reality, and it becomes really hard to let go of that reality because it's where we live. It's what we live in. But this isn't an episode on relationships. I do want to do one, but in due time. Point is, allow things to be, all situations to be, accept things as they are. Someone showed you once they were loving, and now they show you that they are whatever they show you that they are. They show you that they are ignorant. They show you that they are selfish, whatever it is. You recognize that, and then you take the next step to say, okay, in this moment you are X, and those past moments do not matter, because in this moment you're treating me like shit, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. And because my boundaries are important, and because I am worthy, I do not allow people to treat me like shit. So adios, amigos. I just had a conversation with someone, and they were telling me, oh, I wish I had done this to let this person stay. And it kind of makes me very sad. It makes me very sad to think that there are people, and there are a lot of people that feel like they have to beg people to stay in their lives. But you are worthy. You are worth more than that. If someone decides, this is simply what I believe, it's not going to be easy. I'm saying it like it's easy. It's not easy, but if someone decides to leave your life off of their own volition, they decide to walk out of your life, then that's their decision. And now that they're gone, you work on healing the wounds that have been left, and you work on making yourself better and learning and healing, because they made that choice. It is not your choice to beg them to stay. They should be staying because they want to stay. Period. End of that part. End of that. I really hope that y'all are using your listening ears right now. People should be staying in your life, not because you are actively trying to let them stay in your life. They should be in your life because the relationship is something that fulfills both of you guys. I believe that relationships should always be a two-way street. And if one person wants to leave, let them go. Relationship over. You got a relationship with yourself. We're working on ourselves. We're never alone because you've got yourself. And the third point on this list, what didn't work out for you is working out for you. I realized that, like I said before, we have these projected realities, and we expect life to be one way, and when it's another way, we fall apart. But I'm learning that with divine timing and with divine protection and with divine guidance, everything that has not worked out for me, everything that has not worked out for you, everything that has not gone the way that you had predicted it to go or had planned for it to go is still working out for you. There are a lot of things that have happened to me recently over the course of this year that I was like, holy shit, this is out of left field. Like, why can't anything work out for me? When in reality, it was working out for me. It was just that particular moment, that thing, the universe was saying, hey, baby girl, this isn't what we want for you right now. What we want for you was bigger and better. If anything does not, you apply for a job, doesn't work out. You apply for school, doesn't work out. Okay, cool. You apply for something, you do something, you like someone, you ask them out, doesn't work out. You think you're going to marry someone, you guys break up, you're sad, whatever. It is important to remind yourself that the universe has bigger and better plans for you. This is too small. Even with me and the situation in the beginning of the year, that's exactly how I felt. I really did feel like this was my person. They felt like, this is a complicated situation, but they felt the same way. And it was the universe literally sitting down in front of us and telling us, no, you guys are supposed to learn from each other and grow from each other. And this is supposed to open up a lot of wounds and a lot of healing. To prepare you for what is coming, to prepare you for something so much better. And I had to learn about all these things I'm telling you guys. I had to go through the ringer in order to really, really realize that the universe has got my back 1,000 million gajillion %. Doesn't matter what it is. I make plans, they fall through. Don't even sweat it. You make plans and the universe is saying, cool, you want this thing? This thing isn't going to come from this path. This is the path that it's going to come from. So we're going to put you on this path. We're going to reset you on the path that you need to go to accomplish your dreams. And it's going to be bigger, better, more amazing than you could have ever imagined. And the next point is to stop settling. I have an episode on settling, I believe, but stop settling. Your boundaries are important, your standards. If you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. That's not just a little saying. If you have no standards at all, anybody that comes up to you and is like, oh, I like you, you're gonna fall for their bullshit. Anybody that comes to you with some fuckery, you are going to fall for every single time because you do not know, you do not realize that you deserve better. And for me, I had to really, there are people coming to me saying, oh, I'm offering you X and I'm offering you Y. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want. I want the whole alphabet. And I remember there was this guy that I had kind of initially drawn a liking to him simply because we are both Aries. And I love my Aries babies. And we were talking about things that, you know, kind of, the conversation was very enlightening and I enjoyed talking to him. But he had a very specific kind of relationship in mind. He wanted things to be just sexual and I wasn't on that at all. I just wanted to be friends with him. And he kept trying and he kept telling, when I would say like, oh, this is what I want, he'd be like, oh, you're so serious, you're too young to be so serious. And I've had a lot of men tell me, oh, this is whatever, or like I'll say that, oh yes, I would like to be married, that's what I want to have a husband, whatever, and men will tell me, oh, marriage is blah blah blah, or I don't believe in that. I'm like, okay, you don't believe in that, okay, cool, but that is something that I want for my life. And the person that is out there is going to understand that. I found myself having, again, bending my boundaries, being like, okay, you check 2 out of my 5 boxes, and we can, we can cooperate. We can work together to work with those last 3 boxes. I've realized that I have specifics. I have crucial things that my partner has to partner in the relationship and also in a platonic friendship. Anyone that I am in this sort of relationship with, they have to treat me a certain way. They have to treat the relationship in a certain way, certain boundaries, and there are certain things that have to be set in place in order for me to be fully satisfied. And I was ignoring that. And then when I got the backlash and I got the pain, the universe is saying, hey, baby girl, stop breaking your boundaries. Stop trying to change people. Stop trying to look at things in this light. This person is presenting you with X, and honestly, they aren't deserving of you. I have had so many people tell me that people that I'm pursuing they don't deserve me. I have heard that so many times that I've gotten tired of it. But now I'm realizing that because I'm settling, people can see how, especially your friends are able to see, like, you deserve better than this. What is this bullshit that you're taking to me? You know that you deserve better than this. And I had to realize that, like, yeah, I do deserve better. And I'm gonna keep my little butt quiet until better comes. And the last point on this list is that gratitude is key. Gratitude is key. Be thankful. We always need to be thankful for everything that the universe is putting in front of us. Always, 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 always. Because the universe there are a lot of different possibilities. Yes, something could have happened to you that really, really messed you up, and you're like, oh, why did the universe allow this to happen? But be grateful that you survived, because there's so many different realities, and things could have been a lot worse. Yes, they could have been a lot better, but things could have been a lot worse too. And I'm learning to be grateful for the pain, because the pain has taught me. I really wouldn't be doing this podcast if I didn't have any pain. I wouldn't be doing this podcast if I didn't have anything to teach, any words of encouragement. A lot of people that do like self-help podcasts, or people that, are writing books, creatives, they normally write it from a place, or create from a place of knowledge. They create from a place of transforming their pain, turning the pain into beauty. And that's what I'm trying to do with this podcast, and I am so grateful. That's why I start the episodes with telling you guys that I am honored and grateful that you've taken the time to listen to what I have to say, because you didn't have to listen to this. You really didn't have to listen. You guys really didn't have to support, didn't have to do any of that, but I'm grateful for every single second that you guys spend listening to my voice and interacting with my content. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for a lovely year. I wish you guys, I know this is after Christmas for all those who celebrate Christmas, but I wish you guys a happy remainder of the holiday season, a happy new year. I love you guys so much. Please take care of yourselves. If this season is a little bit lonely for you guys, then I'm here. You can switch on my voice. You can listen to me. You have internet at your disposal. You can watch some videos. You can watch some movies, whatever you need. But remember that you are never alone. And my voice will always be here for you to switch on when you're feeling lonely. And yeah, I love you guys so much. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.